Are The Boys Season 4 going woke and broke? In short, yes. Now, let me explain. Hi there, I'm Philosopher XD, and today I would like to explain to you why, in my opinion, Season 4 of the beloved show The Boys is going woke and therefore broke. Why now? Why Season 4? Why is there any outcry just right now? Let me start from the beginning, Season 1 through Season 3. So, to have it clear, I'm one of these people who hate, I mean hate, when TV series changes the content from the original material. Why can't they do a show just like the comics we love? Season 1. They changed a lot. Maybe not quite so much, but they changed a lot. And I don't care if they change races, they change costumes, don't give a fuck. You can do that. As long as this is nothing important to the plot, I really don't give a fuck. You can change whatever you want. So, why the season 1 was so great? It was different. We had overload of the superhero genre. We had too much of the Marvel universe. Superheroes were always like Captain America. The worst of them was someone like Deadpool. In The Boys, it was totally different. We could see the world in which the superheroes weren't so super. They were like normal people. They were greedy. They were more like movie stars, like the Hollywood that we know. So a bunch of BS behind the scenes, and that was new, refreshing. It was great. It was based on a comic book, and in first season it deviated from the base material a bit, but it was done in a way that was really not bothering anyone much. Why? Because it was a great new show. It was a show that we could see something different. The changes weren't in a spirit of pushing down some narrative, the message, as some might call it. So, there were changes to the base material. They weren't per se pushing the message. It had elements of social commentary. There were, in season 1, commentary on the corporations, commentary on the church, all the hypocrisy of the pray the gay away, and the Ezekiel, the sub who was running the show Pray the Gay Away and was gay himself. Why not point out when someone is a hypocrite? Why not? A good thing, in my opinion, but it was a beginning, from what we can see now, of more of the woke view. So, in first season we could see the critique of the church, of people of faith, mostly Christian faith, because why not? But now what? Second season. In second season we have more of the critique of social and political climate. We start the whole arc of really getting into it, and through season second and third we have commentary on the corporations, how greedy they are, how they will do anything to just gain profit. We have the Queen Maeve and being lesbian plot. Okay, we can interpret this as commentary on, from one side, corporation pushing anything that gives them profits, not really caring about the cause they are pushing, and we can interpret this as, okay, the LGBT and so on community will push the narrative everywhere. With every episode and every season, the amount of clues, and with every season, every episode, these clues being less and less subtle, we could see that there was a clear divide. So, the insane people like Homelander, like Stormfront, literally a Nazi, and the stepfather who becomes the biggest fan of Homelander, are the right wing Republicans and Starlight, and basically anyone who's not a total piece of shit, and everyone who's not a total piece of shit is basically on the left side of the political spectrum. In season 4 we can see it without any subtlety. We can see it basically just said in plain text, and it became too much. As a viewer who saw that, yeah, there were some critique that I do not agree with in previous season 1 through 3, I could just close one eye and pretend I don't see it and still enjoy the show very, very much. With season 4, where the political and social and the message became the thing that the whole series became about, really. It was too much. It was really too much. And from the TV series that, or just a series in which I would watch every episode just when they came out, I would binge watch every season, the 3 first episodes, and I would go back to the season 1 before watching season 2, to season 1 and 2 before watching season 3, to seasons 1, 2 and 3 before watching season 4. Now, I'm not caught up with every episode. I think I watched first 4 or 5, I'm not sure. It just became too much. Season 4 just became like everything else. Who watches such series as The Boys? To be educated about social dilemmas, about political differences. It's a show to turn your brain off. To see somebody explode, to see Butcher go crazy, to see whatever crazy shit that there was in the comics. But no, it stopped being about it and became about political narration in too high of a percentage. Yes, there are still great parts of the show. Homelander going crazy, yes. Exciting, it's interesting. Now I can do what I love, so bitch about changing the base material. So if they only kept to the base material, it would have been great. Because you still can put some social commentary to the base material. It was in itself a commentary on having too much power, on how corporations work, and abuse of the power by the Deep and Homelander and others on Starlight. It was great. It wasn't anything super controversial. It weren't telling you what to think. You just saw what you saw, you read the comic, and you knew. You could make your own decisions. The character of Butcher and his obsession with the soups was great in the comic. We could see that, yeah, the guy did a lot of good. He fought against soups who weren't really heroes, who were basically a bunch of morons running around and making damage. That's similar as Butcher, but he doesn't hate everyone who's a superhero. Superhero. Yeah. So, we can see a great commentary that you can be a soup, but you don't have to be evil. Often, the soups in the comics were evil, and they deserved punishment and being brought down by the boys. So, it wasn't enough. Apparently, for the main director, it wasn't enough. And they needed to change. And from the comic, that was, yeah, a bit too obscene for adaptation 1-to-1. Yes, it was too obscene to make the adaptation 1-to-1, but it could have been done way better. You could just smooth out the too rough edges by becoming woke and giving in. Maybe not giving in because the director says he always believed that and he wasn't subtle from the beginning, but in my opinion, and I think in opinion a lot of people, not really a far right but just normies, sitting in the middle, maybe a bit to the right on the political spectrum, it became too much. Just being called a dummy with every episode. Too much, and it's a shame. It could have been a great series, and I hoped it for a long time. I hoped that The Boys will be something different, something a bit political, but in a way that is manageable for a normie to watch without feeling like being lectured to. That it will be something like the Terminal List that I can watch and turn my brain off after a day of work. But no. We lost another series to the strange decisions of directors. So yeah. I understand. It's not like nobody saw it before the season 4 that there were some messaging of the message. But it became way too much. And the proportion was lost in season 4 for good. So guys, let me know, what do you think? Do you agree with me, disagree? Do you have some other points? Maybe you hate me because I have different views than you. Leave a comment, leave a dislike, leave a like, subscribe, or don't. Do whatever the fuck you want, because that's how it's supposed to be. And I won't tell you what you're supposed to think. See you next time.